Hello, my name is Alessio and I want to introduce you to my song, production and methods which I've applied. The song is called Bless the House and is inspired by making party with friends in summertime. I don't know, maybe under some palms. The song is inspired anyway by a techno producer called Carl Cox, and it's an house track with piano vibes, and I don't know, I gave a bit more of Spanish style, salsa style with this piano at the end. Let's hear the intro, what we have. So you can see you got this piano and the congas and this vocal which I take the title from, Bless the House. There is this boom filter at the beginning which gives tension and the feel, and the feel brings you straight into the first verse of the song. So you can see already the transaction between the first conga loop and the second. The first conga loop is more simple and the second one is more complex with a bit more chopped sections to give more feel to the intro and make it all groovy. So you can feel the kick, which is being made with this plugin called Punchbox. Punchbox is a virtual drum machine. It's been equalized, cut a bit low, bit of transient shaper and sustain, and a bit of metering. Then there is straight away the sub, which is the instrument of this genre, let's say. The sub is being processed a couple of times, starting from a Sublab, which is a plugin for subs, then bounced down and ducked with a kick start. So the kick, which is the main part of this genre, the bass, it's been made with Punchbox, which is a virtual drum machine for kicks, virtual kick shaper, and then is a bit of equalization to cut the very low end of this instrument, and a bit of transient shaping with compression to maintain the dynamics of this instrument. Then a bit of U-meter for metering my input level, making sure it's not distorting. And then we can jump straight to the bass, which is being processed a couple of times. So the sub is being made with this plugin called Sublab and then processed a couple of times. I give a bit of ducking, gives a bit space to the kick to give even more space to the kick. I gave a bit of dynamic equalization. Every time basically the kick hits, this equalization will go down, so it will be static, and a bit of color with Infinity Bass and compression with electronics. And then I bounced it again, a bit of harmonics with Heatwave, and I make sure I take off the side of it, of the sub frequencies, to don't clash with the rest, as the bass frequencies has to be mono all the time. Nothing, and see the reverse crash as well, the fill, which opens to an hi-hat. So yeah, you can see that the first verse is already having a lot of drum instruments to maintain the genre taste. It's a group of hi-hats basically grouped together and compressed with a couple of plugins. Now let's jump to the bridge, which is gonna bring us to the chorus. You can feel already the presence of a second bass, which has been made with a sampler. Gives like more rhythm to the track, keep us interested into the chorus. So the bass has been excited, with neutron, bit of multi-band compression to maintain the dynamics and to fit it well into the mix. Also there is, to create tension, this fill of snare with a down filter and then other board. The drum is also being filtered, a high pass shelf, high pass shelf to create the tension to pass to the chorus, slowly cutting out to bring us to the chorus section. There is more congas, more rhythm. Also there is the piano, is the main focus of this song as well. The chorus is being made, keeps the rhythm with this synth, which is basically an house sample, classic house instruments, then reverberated and echoed with Portal, EQ'd. You can feel already the snare gives like more rhythm to the track. And then to jump again from the chorus to the verse, this delay on the vocals gives this nice transaction. I feel this weird effect is being made by moving the tempo parameter on the delay on the automation line. So yeah, in the verse 2 there is some more horns, which is like classical for Spanish music and salsa vibes. Essentially being dry, I gave a bit of chorus to add movement, bit of reverb to add some rooms, and some character with the EQs and saturator and a bit of compression. There is also this second one, which is like a fill, so it makes a groove all together, higher pitch note, and then the fills with the crash brings us again to the bridge 2. So yeah, there is also an automation here on the automation line, which is basically intention of giving tension, taking out all the low frequency with a filter. Basically this brings us smoothly into verse 3, and the main instrument of the main three of the verse 3 is basically this piano, which is basically what inspired this song on the context of partying with these Spanish vibes. So this one is a MIDI chord progression, and this piano is being equalized, obviously, cut it a bit of wanted frequencies, a bit of reverb, then some saturation and some movement even more with Marda melodies. And you can see it's not starting really with the open frequencies, just because I want to let it grow in the beat really low, then it goes crescendo with an automation of frequency. And again the hi-hats from the beginning. You see, all the time the fills is very important to have a smooth transaction from a verse to a chorus, a verse to a bridge, or so every time the pattern is finishing and you want to jump to the bridge. So yeah, from the third verse we are going to the last chorus part. This last chorus part is basically made with the vocal, which is the title of the song, the house, the delay, and now you can hear that it's the same chord progression but with a different instrument basically. So instead of the piano I choose an horn, same process as it's digital dry, some chorus, a bit of color and compression, and some side chain from the kick. Same approach for the dynamic equalization, so every time the kick plays we duck the instrument to give space and a bit of groove to the track. Different congas, the delay of the vocal also gives this nice transaction as always. The outro with the last horn and this housey synth, which is basically a sample processed and late. Eccolo qua. So that's the dry sample. And this is the process. Basically some EQ, some echoes, some movement. Mi sa che ho già parlato di questo però. Sembra che ho finito bro.
Ok, sospetto.
The piano is the main instrument of the song, and I've choose a piano from Logic and processed a bit. So yeah, this piano is been automated with some delay to give some movement and keep changing. The begin is only some reverb. So yeah, this piano is being processed and sent by a to a reverb unit to give space, sensation, and the automation is the result of dry signal and wet signal on this delay and reverb unit. To give more groove to the track, there is more instruments, like a fill, let's say, at the end of each quarter of the note. Here we go. This horn as a crash gives like a starting to the new section of the verse where you can add more instruments. For example, me, I added more percussion, which is main focus of this song, as it gives this house feeling, Carl Cox vibe. It's the congas, as I said, this, and adjusted on time. Then to give a bit more of character always, also a bit of equalization, mid-side EQing to cut off all the low frequencies unwanted from the side, bit of balance between side and between the stereo and mono signal. Then some equalization on drum strip, bit of compression to maintain the dynamics and glue them all together. Here we go. We have a conga loop, which is very important and I think is focusing point on the start of the song with the piano as well. This classic hi-hat is made as the conga basically chopped, bit of kickstart, give ducking sense. Also the vocal was very dry and I added some process to it, bit of movement with Marda melodies, bit of delay. This is the vocal of the bridge, but I use the same technique basically for all the vocals. This is the vocal dry. This is affected delay. So listening overall the track, it's already composed, but I would like to go more down with the pitch to create more depth with the frequencies. So I put a sound shifter to lower it down all the pitch in smooth mode. Creates this nice pitching down of the song without touching the sample transients. So yeah, the instruments are still on the same pitch because I put it on the master. So I gave this octave down, let's say, to give more depth. Thank you. Bye bye.